Okay. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and start swinging our arms around in a nice relaxed way. You can even lift and turn the foot that's on the opposite side if you want. So welcome to yoga. Nice loosening of the body, a little bit of subtle twisting. We'll do a couple more times on each side. And then come to the center and take some nice big breaths. Bend the knees a little and reach up, stretching upwards. And then bring the arms down, heart center. And let's do that again. Bend the knees, take a big breath in. I'm going to mute the class now. And then exhale, bring the arms down. And now we'll do some shoulder rolls next. So nice big rolls going back. And when you bring the shoulders up, bring them nice and close into the neck so that you warm up the lower neck too. A couple more times and then we'll go forwards. So let's switch now. And then we'll bring the arms down, give a little shake and shake out the shoulders. Let's continue with the shoulder movements. Let's take up one of our arms forward and around and twist a little to that side and then switch to the other side, forward and around. And then keep going at your own pace, keeping those knees nice and soft. Breathing through the nose as much as you can. Nice full ujjayi breath, so making a sound. And then see if you can stretch your fingers out so that the hand gets stretched while you're doing this. Let's do one more on each side and then switch the direction. Now we're going to be reaching up and forwards as the arm comes around. You might even feel this in the lower part of the spine as you reach. And a couple more. One more each side. Nice. And then we'll bend the knees and lift up. Let's go ahead and bend halfway forwards. Reaching the head forwards, reaching back with the hips and feeling a nice light stretch in the back of the legs. And then we'll bend our knees and come back up for another breath. Let's bring our left arm down and lean to that side, reaching with the right hand. Then come back up to the center. Exhale, going to the right. And then come up. We're going to bend forwards again. This time go a little lower if you can, if it feels good. And then come up halfway and reach the head forwards. And then let's come down again and step back with our right foot into a low lunge. Plant the right hand and swoop the left arm to the side and up. So we get another nice twist. Our fingers are spread out. We have a nice connection to the floor. See if you can reach the right heel back a little. And then we'll return the left hand to the mat and step back with our left foot. So now we're in a plank. Let's take a nice big breath in. And then keeping our elbows in, we'll lower down toward the ground. Touch the knees and chest. And then swoop up to either a low arm bent cobra or come up a little higher if you wish. And breathe here, reaching upwards and forwards with the torso. Breathing. Then we'll turn our toes under and rock back into a downward facing dog and walk the dog. We want to reach back with our hips here to lower the chest and work the feet. And then let's stretch our downward facing dog. Lower the chest, reach back with the hips. Let the head hang down. And then let's step or jump up to our hands. Hang in a forward fold. Come up to a flat back as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold again. And then reverse swan dive. Hinging from the hips, let's slowly come up. All the way up. Bring the arms up above the head. And then a version of mountain. Bring the hands to the heart center. And adjust your posture, your pelvic floor. Make sure your feet are strong. Draw the shoulder blades in. Breathe. Let's breathe here a couple more times. Listening to your own breath. One more breath in mountain. And we'll bend the knees a little, swoop the arms up and do the other side of our sun salutations. Exhale as far down as it's comfortable in Uttanasana, or forward fold. Come up to a flat back, reaching the head forward. And then we'll exhale, coming back to our forward fold. And this time stepping back with the left foot, planting the left hand and swooping the right arm up to the right side, spreading the fingers out, having good connection with the feet and hands. Breathe here again. Nice, full Ujjayi breath. And then we'll bring that right hand back to the mat. Step the right foot back into plank. Take a big breath in plank. And then we'll slowly lower down, keeping our elbows close. Touch the knees and the chest in Chaturanga. And then swoop up into a lower high cobra and breathe. Enjoy this nice full breaths. Reach upwards and forwards with the chest and torso. Turn the toes under now. Let's rock and press into our downward facing dog. Walk the dog, just like we did before. Rolling through those feet, making good connections, using the toes. And now let's stretch into our downward facing dog. Breathe here again. Then we'll step or jump up to our hands. Hang in a forward fold. Come up to a flat back, breathing in. Exhale, fold again. Reverse swan, slowly make your way back up. Take the arms up above the head. Reach, get tall. And bring the hands to the heart center. We'll take 2 breaths here this time. Adjusting your posture as you need to. Close the eyes if you want. And we'll bring the arms down. Give them a nice little shake. Let's separate our feet. We'll keep a soft bend in the knees and make circles with our hips. And then reverse. And then we'll bring the hips back into the middle. Let's bend and reach up. Nice breath in, weave the fingers together and flip the palms upwards. Stretch the hands up higher. Maybe get a little bit of a back bend. Breathe, continue to breathe as you stretch. And then bring the arms down, separate the feet a little farther, reach behind the hips, weave the fingers, and stretch the knuckles back and down. And then we're going to fold forward so we can let our arms float upwards as we hinge from the hips and slowly bring the upper body downwards. Let those arms go up as far as it's comfortable for you. Listen to your own body, adjust how you need to. Reweave the fingers so the other thumb is on top. And we'll slowly make our way back up. Now we're going to take our arms back and across the body. When you bring your arms across the body, you can draw your belly in and up. So we're tightening up our abdominal area. And when you reach the arms back, we're getting a nice squeeze in the muscles of the upper back. And one more time, reach the arms out to the sides, and we'll make some real circles out there. And it's okay to spread the fingers out, especially the thumb. And then we'll go forwards. And then let the arms come down, give them a nice shake, shoulders too. So now we'll go to stretching the shoulder. So lifting the left arm up, bending at the elbow, and bringing the right hand up to the left elbow. Adjusting your arms as you need to get a nice stretch in the left shoulder. If you want, you can then switch and swoop the arm up behind. So either stay with the hand up on top or swoop it behind and up the back. And see if you can touch the fingertips or even hook the hands together. And then try to relax, make sure the head's above the body. Just a few things to remember as you feel this nice shoulder stretch. Then we'll release this side. Bring the arms down, shake them again, releasing any tension that you might have. And then we'll lift our right arm up. On the exhale, bend the elbow, bring the other arm up top, adjust, and check that the head's above the body. And if you would like to, go ahead and switch to reaching up the back. Fingers come as close as you comfortably can bring them. Maybe you can even hook the hands together. It's a goal. If it's not reachable today, maybe another day. And then breathe. And then we'll release that. Shake the arms, fingers Hands, shoulders. Okay, now we're going to bend our knees and reach up. Do another forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend the knees deeply, plant the hands in front of the feet, and then step back into a downward facing dog. Stretch the dog. And then raise the right leg into a three-legged dog. And breathe while you're here. And then swoop the right leg forwards into a pigeon so the right knee comes to the right wrist. The other leg is across at an angle. And then adjust the back leg so that you move it back until you feel a nice stretch in the right hip. You can stay up in a cobra type position with your upper body, or you can lower onto your elbows, or you can come all the way down. So we're doing pigeon on the right first. And just relax and breathe as you feel a stretch in the right hip area. Nice full Ujjayi breathing, relaxing as much as you can in the pose. Giving it enough time to really start stretching out. And then we'll slowly come back up. If you've tipped the upper body forwards, turn the toes under the back foot, and let's see if we can go right back up to downward facing dog. Walk the dog a little bit. Stretch into the downward facing dog. Lift the left leg upwards into three-legged dog. And breathe. Keeping track of that breath, listening to it, feeling it. And now we'll bring the left knee up to the left wrist, have the foot at an angle off to the right, and then walk the right knee forwards, right foot and knee, until you get into your pigeon just how you want. Once there, you can keep the upper body up or go to one of the various lower positions. Maybe it's the elbows, maybe the chest is lying on the left leg, and you can bring your head down. And then focus on the breath, relaxing, close the eyes. Then we'll slowly start rising up. Reposition the hands closer to that left knee level on the mat. Turn the right toes under. And let's come up into our downward facing dog. Stretch into the dog. Reaching back with the hips, letting the head hang down. Lowering the chest through the shoulders. And then bring the knees down to the mat. And adjust the hands and the knees. So knees are hip distance, hands are underneath the shoulders thereabout. And spread the fingers out, making good connection with the fingers. There can be a little bit of a space under the hand, just like the arch in the foot. Let's go into our cow and cat now. So this is at your own pace, reaching the head forwards, hips back on the inhale. And then on the exhale, curving up, drawing the abdominal area in toward the spine. and going back and forth at your own pace. So we'll do a few more, cow and cat. Enjoy getting the spine more flexible. And then come back to neutral. Bring the forearms down onto the mat. And we'll convert our downward facing dog into a dolphin, the toes under. Now we have the support of our lower arms. And let's lift the hips up and then shift back so the head is somewhere around between the elbows and lowering towards the floor. Maybe it even touches the floor. So our shoulders are nice and strong and upright. And our chest kind of sinks between the shoulders a little bit. And then reach back with the hips. And then lower the knees down. Come up to the hands. And we'll do a shoulder stretch. Left arm out to the side. Pinwheel upwards as far as it's comfortable. And then we'll swoop that left arm underneath the right shoulder. Lay the left shoulder on the floor. And breathe. And we'll come back up to the center. Take the right arm out to the side, pinwheel upwards as far as it's comfortable. And then swoop that right arm under the left one and lay the right shoulder on the floor. Adjust how you need to, close the eyes. And feel a nice stretch in the outer upper arm and lower shoulder. Let's play meditation music.
Here's a station you might like. Meditation on Amazon Music.
And now we'll come back up and sit back on our heels and take a nice breath in, reaching the arms up. Then we'll do a gentle twist. Let's bring our arms down first. Bring the left hand over to the right knee. And then just reach around behind you and place that right hand on the floor. And then back to the center, opposite. So right hand to left knee and reach the left arm around. Touch the floor behind you. Lift the crown of the head and breathe. And then let's come back to the center. Take the head from side to side, just as far as it's comfortable to go. Warming up and loosening up the neck. Then we'll bring the head to the middle and go up and down. And then let's Tuck the chin into the chest. Just feel that nice stretch in the back of the neck, nice and high. And lift the head. Let's place the right hand on the floor. Take the left one up, bend the right elbow, and just do a nice seated lean to the side. Reaching with the hand. Then back up and switch to the other side. Breathe in, lift. And when you start exhaling, reach to the side and take a nice breath while you're here. And slowly come back up. Come up onto the knees. We'll take some time to lean backwards 4 times. So we'll just go back in a plank from the knees to the shoulders and back up. So when we come up, that's our inhale. When we lean back, that's our exhale. We'll do a couple more. And then back up. And the last one. And back up. Okay, let's come on to our hands and knees again. We're gonna take our left foot out like a kickstand. Plant the left hand in the center, reach the right leg back, and swoop the right arm up. If you want to see it from the side, it looks like this. Similar to a cross, but with one supporting knee. And then take the arm in line with the ear and reach forwards. Might feel a really good stretch in the hip, lower spine. Now let's swing it all the way around again. So we're on our hands and knees. Now let's take the right foot out a little to the side. Plant the right hand closer to the center. Reach the left leg back and swoop the left arm up. We can be reaching with the foot and the hand, especially when we now bring that hand forwards. And now we're reaching the hand and foot away from each other. And stretching, relaxing, and breathing. And then we'll unwind it, come back to all fours. Let's take our left foot up, keeping the knee bent, and reach that foot towards the head. It looks like this. A little scorpion move. And then we'll lower the right knee, take the left one up, reach that left foot towards the head. And then bring it down. So that was arching the back backwards. Now we're going to bring the hips down into a child's pose. So we're stretching the back the other way. Walk the hands forwards, bring the chest to the thighs, and then lower the forehead as far as it comfortably will go. Close the eyes and breathe here in child's pose. Then we'll slide the hands over to the left side, just part way out so that we're at an angle. Shift the upper body a little so that it's in line with the arms. And then settle in here, stretching. More on the opposite side of the upper body. Nice full ujjayi breath. Through the nose as much as you can manage. And let's swoop the arms back to the center. And on the exhale, swoop them over to the right side. You can even stack the left hand on top of the right if you want to. Settle in here, feel the stretch, and breathe. And back to the center. And slide the hands back up. Come on to one hip. And let's move the legs out in front, but with the knees bent. Let's bring our hands next to the knees. And then let's take the feet off the floor. So we're in an easy boat. You can wrap your arms now around your legs if that helps. So that you can get up maybe a little bit taller, pivot on the sit bones a little better. And then we're going to try to go into boat. So you can hold on to the thighs and get those legs out in front. You can keep the knees as bent as you need to. And if you want, you can let go of the legs and reach the arms to the sides. And then we'll come back into our easy boat, then touch the toes to the floor, and then the whole foot to the floor. Scooch the hips forwards a little and bring the spine down onto the mat little by little. Let's take the arms out to the sides and do some windshield wipers. We'll do a little bit quicker ones. We're going to take the knees to the right and turn the head to the left. Then come back to the center and switch. Knees left, head right. Back to the center, switch. Back to the center, switch. Let's do one more on each side. Knees go to the right, head to the left. Knees to the left, head to the right. And then come back to the center. So now we're going to bring our knees into our chests. Grab hold of each knee separately. Let's bring them towards the shoulders. So we've opened up the hips, upside down frog. And let's bring the knees together and reach the legs up and the arms flex and point. Now we're working our ankles and our wrists. Building strength and flexibility. Few more times. And then we'll draw our feet and hands back towards the body and hold. And then forward folding and hold. And now flex and hold again. And then forwards and hold. Let's go in circles now. So the circles are the wrists and ankles with the feet and hands going around them. And then reverse. We'll reverse a couple more times. And now reverse again. And then reverse again. And then let's bring our knees into our chest. Place the feet on the ground, arms along the sides. Let's come up into a nice half bridge. Nice counter pose, wriggling the shoulders under, weaving the fingers together if you'd like. Might help you lift a little higher because the arms then are pressing into the ground. A nice full breathing as best you can here. And then we'll slowly lower down, little by little. Now let's take our hands behind the thighs. We're going to rock forward and back 6 or 8 times if it feels good to you. Let's go ahead and come forwards. Take the hands behind the hips. Press up into a squat. And then wrap the arms around the legs. Unless you need to put your hands on the floor to help keep yourself up, that's okay too. Wrap the arms around. Lift the crown of the head. One thing that's good to check is that the feet are still nice and strong and the ankles are staying straight up instead of sinking in. And then we're going to bring our hands down to the mat. Lean forward so we get some weight in the hands. And then press back. This time we're going to go into a forward fold. Lift the hips up. And then come up to a flat back, reaching the head forwards. And then we'll go back down to a forward fold. And on the inhale, the arms go out. And we rise up into from the hips and come all the way up slowly. Bringing the arms up above the head. And then just let the arms float out to the sides. It's time for a drink. We've been at this a while. So shake the arms. Maybe walk it out a little, get a drink. And then come back for some Virabhadrasana or warrior poses. All right, so we'll stand at the front of our mats. We're going to step back with our right foot first and sink into a nice high lunge. The hips just make their way down. It's a high lunge because the knee is off the floor. And now we'll take our arms forwards. Reach up as high as it's comfortable for you, stretching the hands away. And then anchoring the arms into the shoulder sockets. And then we can take our drishti or our gaze up higher, as high as it's comfortable. And then we'll lift up and move to a warrior 2. So the right foot goes out, the upper body moves to the side, arms go front and back. And then bend that left knee straight ahead, keeping the body over the hips as much as you can, and keeping arches in the feet. Draw the shoulder blades in. And then breathe. Or continue breathing. I assume you were breathing already too. And then we'll lower our right arm. Lift the left one up, turn the palm towards the back, stretch upwards, and then slide the right hand down a little so you can slip into a nice curve. Then come back up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg, adjust your distance if you need to. And then tip forwards and down into a triangle. Twisting the torso so the chest is to the side. And then reaching with the upper body so that we're stretching the lower part of the spine. And straightening. And spread the fingers out. And then move back up. Turn to the right side, arms are out. And then we're going to take the arms down and across, all the way around and up. And we start exhaling down and across, reaching here, and then breathing in as we go up. So very mindful with the breath and arm motions, stretches, elongating. And we'll do one more. Down, across. Continue upwards, breathing in. And just bring the arms down. We'll turn back to our left foot, step forwards and walk it out. Rolling through the feet, letting the hips get in on the action too. So the hips loosen up some. Nice. Before we go to the other side, let's have a little bit wider stance. We're going to work with our ribs. So holding on to maybe the hips or the rib cage, lift up as you breathe in, move the ribs forwards, then come back to the center. Now breathe in, lift, and move the ribs back behind the hips, trying to keep the hips in the same place. Back to the center. Now let's go over to the left. So breathe in, reach those ribs over to the left side, and then come back to the center. And then breathe in and reach the ribs over to the right, and then back to the center. So keeping the hips where they are, let's just make some little nice fluid circles around. It's easier to keep the hips stable if we're sitting, but then this is a nice challenge for us. And then reverse. And that'll be it. Bring the upper body back to the center. Shake the arms a little. Let's take a breath in, bend the knees and reach up. And then bring the hands to the heart center. Take another breath here. And then we'll lower the arms, step back with our left foot, and sink into a nice high lunge with the right knee facing forwards. Feel that nice stretch and then take the arms forwards. And slowly go up as high as you feel like going today. Spread the fingers and reach at whatever level you're at, and then anchor the arms into the shoulders. And breathe, and then gradually look up higher if it feels good to your neck. And then we'll lift up, turn the back foot out, twist the upper body to the side, arms front and back. And then we'll bend that right knee straight ahead. Draw the shoulder blades in, check the arches. And keep the body, the upper body over the hips. Breathe and look part way or all the way to this area above your right hand and beyond it. Our knee is to be above or behind the ankle, so you can always widen your stance if you want to go lower. Then we'll lower our back arm, reach the right one up, turn the palm back, stretch, elongate upwards, then slide the left hand down a little and get a nice curve. And then we'll slowly come back up into warrior two. Then we'll adjust our stance if we need to shorten it. For our triangle, start leaning forward so we're hinging from the hips. Bring the right hand down somewhere on the shin or anywhere along the way to the floor. And then roll that left shoulder around so that we're flat with our bodies in line with the legs. And then reach the upper body forwards. So we start straightening through this hip and lower back area. And then slowly start coming back up. Turn to the side again. This time we're going to bring our hands to our legs, slide the hands down so we can slowly go into a fold. So maybe halfway is enough. If you feel like going deeper into your fold, you can bend the knees a little and place your hands on the floor. And then we'll bend our left knee nice and deeply so we feel a good stretch of the right inner leg. And then shift to the other side. You can adjust your hands closer to the bent leg if you want to. And while you're down here, you can see if you have arches in your feet. We want to see arches to know that the foot's staying as strong as it can. Then back to the other side. And then switch to the other side again. Back to the center. Hands return to the thighs. Slowly come up through your halfway tabletop. And then slowly make your way back up and bring the arms above the head. Now we'll go right into a warrior. So bent arms and legs, nice and strong. Feel the muscles even across the chest and back. Then breathe in and reach up. And then muscles contract into our goddess pose. And then back up. Nice relaxing stretch upwards. Again, goddess. Again, stretch. One more goddess and one more stretch. So goddess. And then stretch upwards. Bring the arms slowly floating down. Turn back towards the front. And step the left foot forwards and walk it out a bit. And now's the time for another sip of your beverage if you have it. Since we're standing up, we'll go ahead and do a tree pose next. So if you'd like to have some support for one of your hands, go ahead and move to where you need to be. Start by making sure your base is solid. So a nice spread out foot, bring the other foot close. Strong in the hip area, so draw the belly in and upwards. Lift the toes off the floor, either the ankle or the groin, skip the knee. And then move the knee towards the side. Bring the hands together. Lift through the legs, the hip area, and now the rest of the spine. So we take the hands up above the head, elbows go towards the side, and then extend as far as it feels right to your arms and shoulders. And then breathe your nice, calm, Ujjayi breath as best you can. We'll let the arms float out to the sides so we get a chance to really draw those shoulder blades in. And then back up with the arms. Stretch up nice and tall. Then bring the hands to the heart center and take another nice big inhale. And then on the exhale, lower the hands and the foot and walk it out. And then we'll go right to the other side. So go ahead and stand on the opposite foot, spread those toes out, keep an arch. Bring the other foot close, lift it if you can, either to the ankle or the groin, and then turn the knee towards the side. Nice tight abs. We're going to bring the hands past them up to the heart center, and then start stretching upwards. All the way from the foot to the crown of the head, reaching the body, elongating, and keeping our balance. And breathing. It's a nice full Ujjayi breath. And some people like to look at one thing with their eyes, so they're just focusing there. Something to try, but not necessarily to do. And then let's bring our arms to the sides. So we always have many ways we can do the poses. So modify how they work best for you. Bring the shoulder blades in, nice and strong. And then we'll lift the arms back up, stretch upwards. So we're stretching again all through, from the feet, through the legs, hips, spine. We're trying to reach the head up and then bring the hands to the heart center. Take another big breath in. And then as you exhale, release the hands and the leg and walk it out. Nice. Okay, so the next thing we'll do is a quadricep stretch. Again, if you want a little support, go ahead and reach out with the right hand to something that will stabilize. Reach back for the left foot, bring it in, draw the belly in, lift the chest up and forwards. And then if you're not holding on, which it looks like, then you can reach back with the right foot and hold on with two hands. So either way, with support or without it, slowly draw the foot closer and then check that the head is still above the body. If it tends to go forwards, just reach the head back up. We can also let the shoulders stretch back and stretch across the chest, open it up nicely. And then we'll release that left foot, walk it out a little as we get ready to do the other side. So standing on the left foot, spread the toes out, arches there, reach back for the right foot, draw the abs in as the foot comes up. Lift the chest, Either hold on or reach back, and then check the position of the head. And focus on the breath as you relax and enjoy the stretch in the quadricep. So let's not play chubby checkers. Let's twist again. So let's let that foot come down. We're going to loosen up with a little bit of twist to chubby checkers.
Here's Let's Twist Again, re-recorded by Chubby Checker.
Here we go.
Amazon Music.
All right. All right. Wonderful. Let's play meditation. Okay. Let's take a deep breath in. I don't know about you, but I was starting to get a little sore under the ribs here. And exhale. And again, breathe in and come up. And down again. This time we're going to bend and come up, and then forward fold on the exhale. Come back into a squat, so bring the hands behind the hips. And then roll onto the floor. We'll bring the knees in. Then stretch the legs up, arms out. Roll the knees towards the outside a bit. So we're opening the hips a little. Then we're going to take the legs out a little and cross. Out and cross. So you can feel some good ab work, especially if you lower the legs a little. Up to you. And then we'll bring the legs in. Knees to the chest again. And then the feet down to the floor for a nice half bridge. Lift the hips up, wriggle the shoulders under. And just lift those hips up as high as they comfortably can go with some effort. And then we'll lower the spine back down one vertebra at a time. Let's stretch the legs out and the arms out to the sides, and see if we can stretch the toes away from each other and open the hands wide. And then relax them. And then stretch them out. So you can tell if you're getting more space between the digits. Relax and breathe. One more time, stretch them out. And relax again. Let's bend our right knee and bring it into the chest. And move it out towards the right shoulder gradually, opening up the hip just as far as it's comfortable for you. Breathing as we go. And then we'll bring that right knee back to the center and extend the right leg so we get a hamstring stretch. And if that doesn't already feel stretchy to you, then you can bring it in a little closer. But take your time and make sure that it's the hamstring you're stretching and not the ligaments that are connected to the joints. And another breath here in this nice hamstring stretch. And then we'll release the leg and let it slowly start moving downwards. Nice, slow descent. And then we'll just make some little circles down there, as if we're drawing on a wall down by our feet. And then reverse those circles. So just doing 6 or 8 times around. And then letting the foot rest on the floor, full body stretch, arms reach up and over. And then exhale, bring the arms back to the sides. So go ahead and do one more of those. Arms up and over. And then we'll bend that right knee again. Bring it in. And then place the right foot next to the left knee. Scooch the hips a little to the right. And with the left hand, let's guide the right knee across the body towards the floor. It doesn't have to reach. Just you need to get a nice stretch in the hip area and a beautiful twist through the spine. And then we'll take our right arm out to the right and let the arms sink downward. The shoulders sink into the floor. And then turn the head just as far to the right as it's comfortable. Look out beyond the hand and then close the eyes and imagine being able to look much, much farther. Imagine that you are in a really pristine place, one that you love. Maybe it's a beach, maybe it's a meadow, Maybe it's a mountaintop. Feel the breath of a nice breeze on your skin. The sun's going a little lower in the clouds, our beautiful hues of yellows and orange and pink. You can see birds flying through the sky, tropic birds. Maybe an albatross is making its way out to sea. And just breathe here and relax and enjoy the moment. And one more breath in the twist on this side. Then let's slowly roll back to the center. Bend the left foot or knee and bring the hips back into the middle. Draw the knees into the chest again and make little circles with the knees, loosening up the hips. And then reverse the little circles that you're making with the knees. And then let the feet come down onto the floor. Now we're going to stretch out the right leg and bring the left knee in towards the chest. And then move the knee out towards the shoulder, as if you're trying to reach the knee towards the floor or ground next to the left shoulder. Maybe you can feel a nice stretch in the right hip or right lower back area. Breathe and enjoy that stretch. Then we'll bring the knee back in towards the middle and straighten the left leg up for our hamstring stretch. You can keep as much bend in the knee as you need to. And if you want to feel a little more intensity in the hamstring, draw the leg closer towards the space above the body. Again, we want it to be comfortable, so if you start to feel discomfort anywhere, just back off and make the pose easier. And breathe, nice calm Ujjayi breath as the stretch slowly happens. Now let's release the left leg and let it slowly descend little by little. You can feel the abs, the muscle along the sides of the body, working to help keep the leg from going down quickly. And then let's make those little circles above the floor with the left leg. And then we'll reverse those circles. And then we'll set that left foot on the floor. Full body stretch, arms up and over, reach with the legs too. Big breath. And then exhale, bring the arms to the sides. Let's do one more. Nice big breath in, reach up and over. And then exhale. Bring the arms to the sides. Let's bend that left knee and place the left foot next to the right knee. Lift the hips up a little and shift them over to the left slightly. And then with the right hand on the outside of the left knee, let's guide that knee across. And then reach the left arm way out and let it sink into the floor. The shoulder too, relax the hand or give it a stretch and then relax it. And then turn the head as far to the left as it's comfortable. And close the eyes. Notice how your eyes have some color behind the lids. Just notice. And breathe. Relax the eyelids and the outer corners of the eyes, where we tend to scrunch up a little bit sometimes. And the eyebrow, relax it. Soften the forehead. Relax the muscles at the temple, both sides. And then the crown of the head and the back of the head. Just relax the muscles around the head. And then bring your attention to the cheeks below the eyes. Across the nose. Out towards the ears. You can move your head a tiny bit from side to side while you're relaxing. Relax the muscles around the nose and the upper lip, lower lip. Relax the tongue. Maybe it wants to rest on the floor of the mouth or against the roof gently. And then the jaw. Release the jaw so that it can relax too. And then shift your focus to the left knee. Maybe it would like to be brought a little closer to the floor with the right hand. And maybe you want to sink that left shoulder down a little bit more into the ground. Turn the head a little more to the left, maybe. Then we'll slowly roll ourselves back. Bend the right knee and scooch the hips into the center. Bring the knees into the chest. And we're going to stretch our legs up, arms to the sides. And from the hip, we're going to move our legs around in circles or ovals, really. And lift the hips up every time that the legs come towards the upper body or above the upper body. So these can be small or big, they can be quick or slow. It's up to you. And then we'll reverse them. With a nice rocking motion, front and back. Our second time to do that rocking today is relaxing and also helps loosen up the low back. A couple more times. And then bring the feet together. Bend the knees in towards the chest again. Let's reach between the knees and grab onto the big toes. Lift the feet up and rock side to side now in happy baby. You can let the head a little bit go the opposite direction. You can experiment a little with your happy baby, reaching that upper foot up a little higher. Maybe the knee comes lower. Maybe you want to go all the way down to the floor on each side. You can do that too. Make it your own and enjoy it. It's meant to be a little bit playful, I think. And then let's tip all the way over to the outside of the right leg and stretch the legs a bit. Maybe straighten them a little or get them wider apart. And then let's tip all the way over to the left side and do the same. Either straighten or get wider or both. Back to the center, bring the legs together. Bring the knees into the chest. And then let the feet come down on the floor. And then let the knees go out to the side into butterfly. We're going to bring the outer edges of the feet together and let the rest of the soles of the feet open like a book. And we can place our hands on our lower rib cage or have the arms out to the sides, maybe bent arms up above the head, whichever you feel like would be the most relaxing for you right now. And then focus on the breath. And close the eyes. Notice if you feel tingles anywhere, like your hands or your face, from tightening and or relaxing. You can do that over again too. Tighten up the muscles and then purposefully relax them. And then let's bring the knees back to the center. And stretch the legs all the way out. Look down at your feet and see if they're about the same distance from the center line. And if not, just adjust them a little bit. Now let's move our left foot a little to the left and then cross the right ankle over the left ankle. So that is a nice IT band stretch along the outer right front thigh. If you don't feel it, you can wiggle around a little and shift around and see if you can get a good stretch. And then we'll move the feet back to the center. If you love this stretch, you can always do more later. Move the right foot out to the side now and cross the left ankle. So we're taking from the hips down through the legs and making that the area of the body that's curving. So kind of waist, hips, and legs. The upper body just remains nice and relaxed. And then bring the left foot back and the right and look again to see if your feet are about equally distanced from the center line. Now let's do a nice full body stretch, arms up and over, reaching with the hands and feet. Huge breath in, like a yawn, and then bring the arms down. We're getting ready for our Shavasana. Turn the palms up and let the shoulder blades move closer together so the shoulders will relax down towards the floor more easily. And then if the eyes aren't already closed, go ahead and close them. If you feel any tension in any of the fingers, the toes, anywhere in the body, see if you can tighten and release or stretch and release so that you can enjoy your Shavasana fully. So now let's try to relax and let our thoughts wander away so we can fully enjoy the stillness of Shavasana. Time to start wiggling your toes and fingers. Bringing your awareness back to our yoga. Breathing, stretching your fingers, your hands, whatever feels good to your hands. Give them lots of love. Bend the hands towards the inner wrists if you'd like to stretch the wrists too. And back of the hand. Sometimes people like to make waves with their fingers to loosen up the joints or pull lightly on each finger. And then if you'd like to sit up, that's great. Comfortable seated position. Or if you'd like to remain lying down, sitting up is fine. Either way is fine. Okay, so now let's take a nice breath in and reach our arms up above the head, stretching the spine upwards again. And bring the hands down to the heart center. We'll do 3 ohms so you can participate or listen. Breathe in. Om Shanti, 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 which means peace, peace, peace. Thank you for being here. I honor the light within you. Namaste. Good job, Veronica. Good job, anyone who sees this later. Glad you're here. And if you want to unmute, you can. Otherwise, okay. All right. Have a beautiful night. Say hi to Bob. All right, I'm going to go ahead and turn the recording off.